Hello there, you're just right on time for KUTV Primetime News. This is the 11th day of January, the year 2024. Indeed, we have much and more lined up for you, including our discussion of the day. Tonight, we take a look at some of the changes in the competence-based curriculum, or if you prefer the acronym CBC. So, beside the many mountains, or rather an uphill tasks that teachers have to deal with, some of them being the redundancy based on the number of subjects. So that load might be lifted, just a bit of it. So we'll be taking a look, or we'll be having a discussion with Dr. Mutai Miricho, that is Kiswahili author of CBC books. We'll be taking a look at the reduced subjects as far as this CBC is concerned, and what does the future hold for competence-based curriculum system of education. Remember, this particular topic comes at the backdrop of course, the teachers, or rather the intern teachers, threatening to take to streets to actually demonstrate if they are not employed on permanent basis and on pension. So that is the discussion we'll be having tonight in this broadcast. But first thing first, our top stories tonight.
Tonight, painful but for greater good. Ruto louds his taxation policy, says that taxes collected to pay Kenya's debt. Safety begins with you. Transport CS Kipchumba Murkomen urge Kenyans to take precaution and report rogue drivers. Also tonight, unwanted CNDs. A batch of secondary school in Kisii dispute KCSE results, terming it fake, demanding a remark. Plus, into the Badlands. United Nations mission chopper under siege after taking emergency land in Al-Shabaab territory.
This is KUTV Primetime News with Evans Auma.
Once again, many thanks for joining tonight. Okay, remember you can follow this broadcast on all of our social media platforms. We are live on YouTube at KUTV Live. You can tweet us on X at Auma Evans, and of course you can tag along at KUTV_Kenya. Remember to keep the discussion, and we'll appreciate your views and comment during this broadcast. Now, we begin our bulletin tonight with matters politics, where President William Ruto has lauded his taxation policy, saying that Kenya's biggest challenge is debt, insisting that taxes collected are channeled to pay public debt in the country. The head of state made these remarks during a meeting with over 100 Jubilee members of County Assembly at State House, Nakuru, earlier today. Ruto and his deputy Rigathi Gachagua urged Jubilee leaders to continue supporting his government.
Rais Kibaki, when he came into office, we were collecting 200 billion every year. Rais Kibaki akasema twende VAT. That is how Kenya, by the time Kibaki was leaving office, we were collecting close to a trillion. We were collecting 900 billion from 200 billion. Because mtu asikudanganye ati you can build a country kutumia madeni pesa ya watu wengine. We have to build our own resources. Ni mnanielewa? But because it's a difficult decision to make, nobody wants to make it. Watu wanataka tu unachaguliwa na unataka tu kupigiwa makofi throughout. Why?
It's only that we found a difficult situation that was created by the former administration, We cannot keep on complaining about it. We just have to improve on what we found. So the beginning is a little bit difficult. But I'm very encouraged that Mwai Kibaki started the same way.
All right, still on the head of state, President William Ruto has continued to defend and launch the construction of more affordable housing projects. According to the president, the country's debt has decreased, insisting that the government will continue with the development projects since they promote the growth of the nation. Ayango Sylvia has the details.
During the fourth-day tour of President William Ruto's initiative of launching affordable housing projects in the Rift Valley region and the Central region, he asserted that he is committed to continue with the housing project despite the controversy between the government and the judiciary. According to Ruto, there are those involved in corruption and are targeting to sabotage government plans while hiding behind the judiciary. He asserted that he will not halt his plans to confront those involved.
Na nimewaambia mtu asiende kujificha ati nyuma ya mahakama, ati kusema judiciary is independent, na anajificha huko ndio haribu mipango ya maendeleo ya Kenya. Ati aende ajifiche nyuma ya mahakama ati independence ndio aweze kusabotage universal health coverage ama housing program. That is unacceptable.
Ruto also told of those seeking to suspend universal health coverage plan, claiming that they intend to continue benefiting from the previous NHIF health insurance system without considering citizens with low incomes.
Yeye ako na bibi yake ako na comprehensive health insurance. Ameenda kupinga ati huyu mwananchi wa kawaida asipatiwe health insurance ya serikali. Amesema ati hii 500 isipunguzwe ikuje 300. Ati nyinyi muendelee kuuza shamba yenu na kuuza mali yenu kwenda kulipa gharama ya hospitali ya kansa na hiyo ingine. Yani sasa jameni, hii Kenya si iko na watu ambao wako na mashetani kwa kichwa.
The affordable housing project was also supported by several leaders, including Kieni MP Kanini Kega, who applauded Ruto for standing firm on supporting the housing project.
The decisions that you have taken, especially the issue of the housing, is a firm decision, is a good decision. Might not be popular now, but 2-3 years to come, Kenyans will look back and say, yes, His Excellency Dr. William Ruto was right.
Na kama jaji ndiye anakusumbua, ule William Ruto mwenye tunajua ni mtu anaweza jua kutengeneza njia mahali penye hakuna njia. Kama ulishinda deep state, kama ukashinda rais mwenye amekalia kiti, mpaka ukashinda hiyo wakora yote, jaji moja ni nani ndiye atakushinda?
Ruto also commissioned the Boyman Kwamombi Road and Clean Water and Sewage Project in Olkalu, both in Nyandarua County, accompanied by his deputy Rigathi Gachagua, among other leaders. Anyango Sylvia, KUTV.
Alright, let me give you a break from politics a bit. Now, the Cabinet Secretary for Roads, Transport, that is Kipchumba Murkomen, while attending the launch of major roads in Nyandarua County, encouraged Kenyans to take responsibility while using roads. According to Murkomen, road users should take action against reckless motorists to avoid accidents that are becoming menace in the country.
Nyingi sana zinakuwa zinasababishwa na ili transport system ya bodaboda. Mimi nataka niwaombe wananchi wote kulinda maisha yetu, sio ati ni jukumu ya polisi ama waziri lazima akue hapo. I want each one of us, mwananchi kila mmoja wetu tuchukue jukumu kuhakikisha kama unabebwa na mtu ya bodaboda, hakikisha amekupatia helmet. Kama anakubeba na amelewa, usipande hiyo bodaboda. Kama anakubeba na yeye anakimbia mbio, usikubali, unamwambia sukisha mimi hapa.
Right, now let's switch gears to matters education. Parents and students from Ibacho High School in Masaba South in Kisii County have disowned the 2023 Kenya Certificate of Secondary Education results received, saying that the grade did not reflect the academic abilities of their students. They received grades C and D's in the examination. And as KUTV's Yvonne Kemuma reports, students in Oletips Girls High School and Olelekula Secondary School in Narok County have expressed satisfaction with the grades.
A
section of students and parents from Ibacho Secondary School have now come forward to deny results that they received upon the release of the 2023 KCSE. In Narok County, the situation was different in both Oletipis Girls High School and then Karengiro Secondary School.
As parents outside, when we heard that our students didn't perform well, we asked NEC to revive what they did, to make sure that our students, they have gone through to the universities.
In Oletipis, the school principal Ole Lekuna notes that there has been an increase in the number of students that managed to secure direct placement to the university. According to the principal, 5 girls scored A-, while 18 girls managed to score a B+.
Kuna improvement kubwa tukilinganisha na mwaka wa 2022. Tumeweza kupeleka wasichana 170 kwa chuo kikuu walio na C+ kwenda juu, ikilinganishwa na wasichana 135 kwa mwaka uliopita.
Similarly, students and teachers at then Karengiro Secondary School had much to celebrate as the school emerged top in Narok South.
Leo tunasherekea ushindi wa kupata mean score ya 6.1 out of 28 students. Wanafunzi 12 wamefaulu kwenda university.
Other schools have also raised concerns regarding the authenticity of the results. These include Oruba Boys High School and the Dibayu High School. Affected students and schools are required to submit their complaints within 30 days after the announcement of these results. Yvonne Kemuma, KUTV.
And TechLead Africa, in partnership with Amagoro Primary School alumnus, have launched an initiative that aims at ensuring that digital literacy becomes a reality for school children at Amagoro area to boost competence-based curriculum, or if you prefer the acronym CBC, implementation and expose them to global education, as Dorothy Musyoka now reports.
Pupils from Amagoro Primary School in Busia County are set to benefit from an information and communication technology laboratory under the courtesy of TechLead Africa in collaboration with Oradu Foundation and Amagoro Primary School alumnus. According to Sharon Amayo Radu, introduction of digital literacy in schools will equip learners with basic programming skills, coding and Excel skills, and expose them to the global world.
Perhaps we can engage with another additional school and continue to expand the program across the county. So our call to our parents is to come along with us. We have been able to implement the computer lab, but we need to maintain it so that our students continue to get the training that they need to stay up to date in this digital evolution that's going on.
Tagging along with the school alumnus and other stakeholders, the lab has become operational now for 2 terms, equipping learners with basic knowledge in technology, urging other alumni to come on board in a bid of ensuring sustainability is achieved.
But we do work with village schools mostly, and our aim is for everyone to be able to be technologically literate. What we are urging all Amagoro Primary School alumni is to come on board and give us some contribution that would help in terms of setting the costs, which are the monthly costs to TechLead Africa.
The sentiment were echoed by school principal Mr. Auma, noting that the introduction of digital literacy skills has enhanced performance in school.
As the pioneers, or as the school that we are enjoying the computer lab for the first time, we really want to utilize the computer lab to ensure that we enhance learning in our school.
TechLead Africa aims to end intergenerational poverty by leveraging the digital economy. The timely move comes at a time when most schools in Kenya have started embracing online learning as a way to reach out to more students within their comfort. Dorothy Musyoka, KUTV.
Alright, it is 16 minutes past the hour. Time to take our first break here on KUTV Primetime News. Remember, plenty more to follow after the break, including our topic or rather discussion of the day. Don't go too far.
Repossessing your property, intellectual or material.
This and more, only on Law Matters.
Nambi, darling, let's go to the beach. Your parents are so worried about you.
Can you both stop talking at once? How do you want me to respect you?
Best part of all of this, it would just be you.
That didn't sound very good at all to me.
Nambi is mine. Dylan's out of the picture now.
She really wants to stop you from getting married to Nambi.
Then have it your own way. You can go and join Zahara.
From the hospital corridors, we bring you experts to discuss issues affecting your health, from diet to mental health. The familiar and the ignored are both put into perspective. We then dive into the environment and look at the effects of climate change and its solutions. Join me, Mutegi K. Martin, every Friday at 9 p.m. as we learn on how to better our health while taking care of our environment. Only on KUTV.
What are some of the ways through which you can develop these skills so that you are comfortably fitting into the job?
You have to put yourself in positions where you are uncomfortable in the sense that you are not clear about what to do.
Because I used to work a corporate job before. So when I left, I happened to visit someone's farm around this area.
So this project is called the Security Breach Detector 100 Furnace Familiarize. It is meant to be used to detect, detonate explosives.
We'll tackle all the tough issues, discuss all the weird moments, and hopefully share a few laughs along the way.
Jina langu naitwa Okemwa Mukwa James.
This is Mandela Gaya.
Ugonjwa ulipokuja ulichukua siku 3 ukaniweka in coma. 20 wamezikwa, 2 ndio wako hai.
I don't even know how it feels to see.
I feel like I cannot express myself well the way somebody who can walk can actually express themselves.
Ilichukua muda mwingi mrefu tena mpana ili kuikubali kwamba mimi siwezi tembea tena.
I've come to actually accept myself.
Ukijaribu kumsimamisha mtu umwambie tafadhali nionyeshe njia,
they find it quite strange talking to you.
You should just make schools integrated,
inclusive setups
by providing the right facilities.
Technology, science, innovation, ICT and research. These are the ingredients upon which the solutions to the 21st century problems are founded. In a world that is rapidly changing, it's all hands on deck to ensure a balance in all fields of life. young and old are also in the front line, breaking the glass ceiling, becoming thought leaders in the larger tech space. Not forgetting other societies marginalized. And when the tech Avengers come together, we inch closer to a much safer, efficient, and sustainable world. What we view as a norm in today's advanced world was just an idea, and for nostalgic reasons, we trace back to the iconic days to bring you the retro tech. On Tech Innovation Show, we encapsulate all the pillars of the fourth industrial revolution, decoded in a language, all for one, one for all. Every Monday at 8:30 as we push the mantra, keep learning something new each and every day. Only on KUTV, a new experience.
Are you an aspiring media practitioner, a graduate, or you just want to advance your skills in television production? Then welcome to Kenyatta University, where education meets innovation. KUTV, the premier university television station in Kenya, is now offering short courses in TV studio, field technical operations, and video editing. Through these courses, you will acquire hands-on skills on camera operations, media production, lighting techniques, audiovisual editing, and sound and visual control, and how to operate key equipment in modern TV control room. Enroll today at KUTV and discover your full potential in cutting-edge TV broadcasting. Graduates of these courses will receive professional certificates. For more information, visit our offices at KUTV Studios or call us on 020-870-4252 or 020-870-4255 or SMS us on 0739-110-544. KUTV, a new experience.
This is KUTV Primetime News with Auma Evans.
Alright, welcome back and thank you for staying with us. Now matters security. Al-Shabaab militants in Somali have killed one passenger and held hostage 6 others, while 2 others passengers were about to remain unknown after United Nations mission helicopter developed a technical glitch after taking off and landing in their territory. This and more in our subsequent international roundup with Theo Masharia.
After taking off from Beledweyne City in central Somalia, a United Nations helicopter experienced a technical glitch and was forced to emergency land in a territory believed to be under the control of Al-Shabaab militants. On board, 9 people, out of them 1 passenger was killed, while 2 others fled to unknown locations and 6 others were reportedly taken hostage by Al-Shabaab. 2 of the passengers have been identified as Somali, while the nationalities of the others on board was not specified. United Nations spokesperson Stefan Dujarric, however, says response efforts are underway, while the Somali government officials did not give any comments on request. And South Africa has accused Israel before the International Court of Justice of violating the 1948 Genocide Convention in its continuous attacks and siege on Gaza after the October 7th Hamas attacks. South Africa, in the case filed, wants Israel to suspend its military activities in Gaza, stop killing Palestinians, and prevent forced displacement and deprivation of access to adequate food, water, fuel, shelter, and sanitation. In this hearing, South Africa and Israel will be allocated 2 hours each to present their arguments, and that decision on provisional measures will be taken within 1 or 2 months after the public hearing. Later, the ICJ will make a ruling on the merits of the case, which will determine whether Israel has violated the Genocide Convention. However, the final judgment takes several years, in some cases a decade or even more.
As well as a
And in a history-making appointment by France President Emmanuel Macron, Gabriel Attal, 34 years old, has been named as the country's newest prime minister. Gabriel Attal becomes the youngest ever prime minister and the first openly gay man and powerful LGBTQ politician to serve in the post. Gabriel Attal served as Minister of Education and National Youth under President Macron's Renaissance Party. Gabriel Attal replaces Elizabeth Bourne, who resigned from her post on Monday after a 20-month tenure marked by unpopular retirement reforms and lack of a majority in parliament. Surveys show that Gabriel Attal is one of the more well-liked members of the Macron's government. Theo Masharia for KUTV.
Now, Turkey this month has arrested dozens of people accused of spying for Israel. The highly publicized arrests are seen as warning to Israel to desist from targeting Palestinians in Turkey after Israel warned that it will target anyone involved in the October 7th attack. Dorian Jones reports from Istanbul.
Turkish authorities raided dozens of homes in early January in a major operation targeting alleged spy rings run by Israel's Mossad intelligence service. The raids came after Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan warned of serious consequences should Israel try to hunt down members of the Palestinian militant group Hamas in Turkey.
It's very clear from the threats of Israelis that Turkey is selected as a venue for attacks on Hamas. In this case, then Turkish intelligence, at the very first instance, and by the words of President, warned Israeli intelligence in Ankara that there must be no act. But right after this warning, it was a political warning, intelligence organization identified activated cells of Mossad in Turkey.
Israel has not commented on the arrests, but Israeli military leaders and government ministers are vowing to track down those involved in Hamas's October 7 attack on Israel, wherever they reside. With Erdogan, a strong supporter of Hamas, often describing it as a liberation movement, analysts say Turkey is seen as a likely location for Israel to hunt down anyone who played a role in the October 7 attacks.
When we see the massacres of October 7th, how they occurred and how well they were planned, obviously there was a lot of assistance also from the outside and a lot of things that were coming from outside of Gaza into Gaza. Some of this obviously came through Turkey, not by the Turkish government, but by the Turkish government or Turkish security authorities not paying enough attention to what was happening.
It's not the first time Turkey's MIT intelligence agency has clashed with Israel's Mossad, but the two formidable intelligence services also recently cooperated in foiling an Iranian plot against Israelis.
We definitely did see good cooperation between Mossad and the MIT, and there was a foiling of supposedly imminent attack against Israelis on Turkish soil in 2022. So These organizations also know to cooperate. I think they have great respect to each other.
In December, Turkish authorities arrested alleged Islamic State members accused of planning attacks on synagogues. As the war in Gaza continues, experts say Ankara is determined to prevent the conflict from coming to Turkey.
Turkey does not want to be a playground for the intelligence organizations. So that's why I think Turkish intelligence increased the activity to identify exactly who is involved in what activity.
Turkey has witnessed terror attacks and assassinations in the past, dealing a heavy blow to tourism and the wider economy. Observers say Ankara is determined that the Middle East war won't come to the streets of Turkey. Dorian Jones of VOA News, Istanbul.
All right, we take yet another short break here on KUTV Primetime News. But remember, up next is our discussion of the day, where we take a look at, of course, matters competence-based curriculum, that is CBC. So tonight we are asking, which way CBC? Remember, this particular system of education faces many challenges, from the understaffing all the way to inadequate infrastructure. But there is one that might serve some sort of sigh of relief. I'm talking about the reduced subjects from 14 to 9. And to help us dissect into this particular discussion, I'll be talking to Dr. Mtai Miricho, that is Kiswahili author of CBC books. That discussion is coming up next after the break. See you in a while.
Technology, science, innovation, ICT and research. These are the ingredients upon which the solutions to the 21st century problems are founded. In a world that is rapidly changing, it's all hands on deck to ensure a balance in all fields of life. Young and old are also in the front line, breaking the glass ceiling, becoming thought leaders in the larger tech space. Not forgetting other societies marginalized. And when the tech Avengers come together, we inch closer to a much safer, efficient, and sustainable world. What we view as a norm in today's advanced world was just an idea, and for nostalgic reasons, we trace back to the iconic days to bring you the retro tech. On Technovation Show, we encapsulate all the pillars of the fourth industrial revolution, decoded in a language, all for one for all. Every Monday at 8:30 as we push the mantra, keep learning something new each and every day. Only on KUTV, a new experience.
What are some of the ways through which you can develop these skills so that you are comfortably fitting into the job?
You have to put yourself in positions where you are uncomfortable in the sense that you are not clear about what to do.
Because I used to work a corporate job before. So when I left, I happened to visit someone's farm around this area.
So this project is called Security Breach Detect and Can Familiarize, which is meant to be used to detect, detonate explosives.
We'll tackle all the tough issues, discuss all the weird moments, and hopefully share a few laughs along the way.
This is KUTV Primetime News with Auma Evans.
Alright, welcome back, and the discussion begins right now. Remember, you can be part of this discussion by talking to us on all of our social media platforms. We are live on KUTV, that is on YouTube. You can talk to us, you can send in your comments, your thoughts, and we'll be sure to sample all of your feedback at the tail end of our broadcast. Now, the implementation of competence-based curriculum, that is CBC, faces a mountain of hurdles, from understaffing, inadequate infrastructure to competence of teachers. But the teachers can now breathe a sigh of relief after the government lifted one load off their shoulders. In a move that is geared towards eliminating duplication and overlaps across the various levels of basic education, learning areas for lower primary have been reduced from 9 to 7. Upper primary will have 8 learning areas, down from 10, and learners in junior secondary school, that is JCC, will undertake 9 subjects as opposed to the previous 14. Maintaining key subjects like English, Kiswahili, Kenya Sign Language, mathematics, and religious education. And to help me dissect this conversation is Dr. Mutai Miricho, that is the Kiswahili author of CBC books. Well, Doc, thank you so much for making time to talk to KUTV.
Thank you very much. I feel privileged to participate in this program.
Okay. Now, Doc, real quick, when you look at, the number of, rather the reduced, subject, some from 14 to 9, well, I want to get your reaction on this one. So what do you think of this particular move by the Ministry of Education and, of course, government in particular?
This is a great move because it is going to benefit very many stakeholders. The learners will benefit greatly because the load has been reduced, and therefore the pressure has also been reduced. The parents who support in providing resources will also be relieved because they will provide less resources because the subjects have been reduced. And therefore, there is a cut on the expenses. The learners in junior secondary will benefit a lot because a major gap has been filled where the learners in junior secondary, where they learn abroad of many subjects, they learn many subjects so that they can choose a certain pathway to follow in senior school. But what has been happening is that when we had the optional subjects, it didn't give opportunities to some of the learners, especially those who would have wished to choose the arts and the social sciences pathway. There are 3 pathways, as many of us know. We have the social science, the STEM, the arts, and the sports. But now, the arts and sports comprises subject is.
Doc, we want to see you, can you kindly lean back a little bit so that we can actually, see you as even you take us through this very important topic. All right, that is perfect, Doc. Now you can proceed with your insight regarding this reduced number of subjects.
Yeah, thank you very much, Auma. What I was trying to say is that at junior secondary school, the learner is exposed to a wide range of subjects so that they can discover their talents, they discover their abilities, so that they choose a certain pathway in senior school. One pathway that was privileged, that was disadvantaged before the rationalization is the arts, sports, sciences pathway, because subjects that a learner needed to learn to prepare for that pathway included the optionals, which were art, visual arts, performance.
All right. Well, Doc.
If a school did not offer those ones, it meant that.
All right, yes. Doc. When you take a look at when you talk about the number of reduced subject and of course the advantages that comes with it, well, we still have a myriad of challenges that faces this the competence-based curriculum, that is CBC. When you look at lack of infrastructure, we have the understaffing, and of course these are many issues that actually should be tackled so that this education can actually serve its purpose. So the question that many people are asking, so what difference does this reduced number of subjects make if we still have the existing problem that many think that this could actually be the main reason why the implementation of this particular CBC could take maybe a little bit longer before its initial purpose can actually be achieved?
The government is going to save a lot of money, actually billions of shillings, because the number of books that will be provided to the schools by the government has been reduced drastically, and therefore this money could go into funding other areas in CBC. And therefore, this is a major achievement. At the same time, the TSC, we have had an issue with the number of staffing, and therefore with the reduced subject, we also need less teachers, and therefore even the training and the capacity building of the teachers will be easier now that the number of subjects has reduced, the teachers required will reduce, and the government is also going to save, like we have said, billions of shillings in terms of the books that it provides to schools, and that is money that will go into making other things easy to implement in CBC.
All right. Well, this is good, and for many, it's fair to say maybe this is just a drop in the ocean. And of course, now it's bringing up very, the wide discussion about, the implementation of this CBC. And let me get your view on this. Do you think maybe we rushed too soon to actually implement this CBC system of education without actually taking into account some of these, the particular problem that we are tackling right now? Do you think maybe we rushed too soon for this CBC?
I don't really think so, because this CBC started way back in 2017. And 2018, there was a piloting, which continued into 2019 when CBC was fully implemented. But what I want to underline is that KICD, the Kenya Institute of Curriculum Development, which is charged with the curriculum development, has been listening, and the Ministry of Education has also been listening to the voice of the people, to the many things that people say, and that is what led to the formation of the Presidential Working Party on Education Reforms and the new government led by Dr. Ruto. And this Working Party went out collecting views from people, and what now we are seeing is a response to all what people have been saying, and therefore we can say that it was not hurried because it has been implemented gradually. Now we have not yet reached the senior school. We have been going from pre-primary gradually like that, and more importantly, putting into consideration what people are saying.
All right. Well,
yes.
Okay, Doc. When you take a look at the transition from now we are heading somewhere close to actually the senior secondary school, but I want you to take me through this particular journey, the way it has been, and in your own account, how would you describe this system of CBC so far?
It has been evolving. Because it started with a situation where we had early years education, which was pre-primary 1, pre-primary 2, grade 1, grade 2, and grade 3. Then we had the middle school, which was upper primary and the junior secondary, and then senior school. But after considering so many things, we have changed this one to pre-primary 1, pre-primary 2, primary education of 6 years, junior school, and then junior, and then senior school. Therefore, a learner goes to pre-primary. In pre-primary, we are interested in development of literacy and the numeracy.
Okay.
Which goes also to lower primary. Therefore, if you look at the lower primary, the language, there is an emphasis on the languages, including indigenous language, which is very important. Most of our young people have lost identity in that they are not even able to speak their own indigenous language, and therefore they cannot connect well with the extended family members, And even when it comes to some careers like politics, it becomes a challenge if you don't speak the language of your community. You also get into other culture, like culture that is not your own culture, because you have lacked identity. But therefore, I think with the emphasis of indigenous language alongside Kiswahili and English in rural primary, this is going to help a lot.
Okay.
And then the other thing is that at junior secondary, like I already said, we have the government has been trying to endeavor to make that bit where the learner is going to identify their talents, interests, and potential. And that is why we have more subjects there than any other.
Fair enough. Well, I want to actually, draw you back to the real discussion here. The reason why we are actually having this discussion. When you take a look at, some of the reasons why we have the reduced number of subjects, it's because one teacher was actually dealing with, a lot of subject at one time. And this, as a very key stakeholders in this, competence-based curriculum system of education, do you think our teachers are well equipped to actually handle, our learners in this, CBC system of education, Doc?
What has happened is that there have been some overlaps in some learning areas, and therefore, this means that you might find something in home science, which is also related to something in health education or agriculture, and therefore that is why these learning areas have been integrated, reducing the overloads and the overlaps. Okay. Now, the teachers, apart from the particular subject they teach, they have also been exposed to many of these subjects when they were in secondary schools themselves. It's only that in the university or college, they specialized in a certain area, but it doesn't mean that they forgot the other areas. In fact, most of the teachers are such that if a teacher is a social sciences teacher, that teacher, so long as they are able to read and understand what is required, they can teach. If, for example, we have a CRA teacher, for example, or a history teacher, this teacher, if it's a CRA teacher, and has not done history in the university, and probably they did it up to Form 2, they actually can read history and understand and be able to teach. Okay. What is important is that a teacher is able to read. In CPC now, we are not giving the learner content. Okay. The teacher, what is important on the part of the teacher is the teacher to enable the learner be able to do the activities and develop their own learning. All right. Through the various activities.
Fair enough, Doc. Now, because we are running out of time, Doc, I want you to actually, even as we wind up this particular discussion, there is a matter that currently, right now, might actually, threaten the very, very existence of this, CBC. I'm talking about teachers, or rather, should I call them intern teachers, who are demanding to be employed and on permanent basis and be put under pensionable. Well, they have threatened to strike, and this is something that maybe if that happens, then they might derail this CBC system of education. So give me your account on this, even as we wind up this particular discussion, and as you give us the way forward, what you think should be done to actually improve this system of competence-based curriculum.
That is part of the process of getting hired by the TSC. You as an intern for a period of time, and then when the time comes, you are considered. And currently, even part of those who are interns have already been considered and absorbed into permanent and pensionable basis in TS. They're already employed as permanent pensionable, and therefore there is a lot of hope that those who are remaining, like the TSD CEO said, by next year they will be absorbed.
All right, by next year, well, we'll wait and see what will happen. And of course, I will give you this, 1 minute to actually, for your closing remarks, Doc.
I want to appeal to all of us now that the 844 has already been phased out, at least in the primary, and a bit of it is remaining in secondary, to embrace CBC, because the main thing with the CBC is what the learner is able to do. It's not how much it knows. And therefore, that is why even it is not how much a teacher can give in terms of content, but how much we can help the learner do the activities and be able to do things. And therefore, we want even to ask the parents to allow the learners to do the various activities they are given. If a learner is asked to sew something at home as an assignment, they should not take that one to the tailor or do it themselves as parents, but they should let the learner struggle with it until they are able to do it.
Okay.
Because it is not, a learner should do it perfectly at the first. It is a process of learning. So CBC is about what we are able to do and how we are able to apply it in life. Because as you know, all of us are what we are because of how we are able to apply what we learned in school.
All right. Fair enough. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Yes.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Mutai Miricho. That is Kiswahili author of CBC books. And of course, your insight on this particular very important topic, we really appreciate. And many thanks for creating time to have this particular discussion with us. Now we take yet another short break. When we come back, we'll be taking a look at matters to do with sports.
Kutoka kuwa jamii ya kuhamahama na sasa kujumuisha kilimo katika mitindo yao ya maisha. Kwenye toleo la kaunti ya Narok, hii ni Boresha Kilimo, kwani afya bora ni kilimo bora.
Kwani kilimo ndicho huboresha maisha.
From the farm to the consumer, we explore agribusiness opportunities right here with you.
Changamoto lingine ni soko. Soko saa ingine bei inashuka tu drastic, kama saa hii hoho imeshuka chini.
On Money Monday, we explore business stories and engage business professionals as reference points for analyzing investment opportunities.
Last year, the economy grew by 4.8%. And which is really an indication of the resilience of the economy.
If we don't grow the economy, then we cannot have economic transformation.
We shall bring you up to speed with everything taking center stage in the business world and the state of the nation. Join me, Ann Odida, every Sunday and Monday for captivating, entertaining, and informative stories at 9 p.m.
Right, it's time for the latest in the world of sports. Tennis sensation and Wimbledon junior champion, that is Angela Okutoi, registered her third victory in a row last night in International Tennis Federation Women's Championship in Naples. After defeating Canadian Brace Candice, Okutoi thrashed Candice 2-0 Kutv also showed her outstanding performance today in the doubles as she teamed up with Caroline Ansari and claimed 2-1 victory against Cross Kayla and Suing Sofia. Tonight, Kutv will take on American Noel Alexa in the round of 16 match. From tennis to rugby, the Kenyan national rugby team Shujaa will begin the World Rugby Challenger Series campaign tomorrow in Dubai as they take on Mexico in their opening match before taking on Uganda in their second match. Shujaas, who were relegated from the World Series last year, are in Pool C alongside Mexico, Uganda and Germany. In our matters football, Liverpool forward Cody Gakpo and Curtis Jones helped the Reds bag a 2-1 victory against Fulham last night at Anfield Stadium after the two scored a goal each in the second half. Fulham was the first team to score through William goal, which was scored in the 19th minute. The two will now head for the second leg match, which will be played on the 24th of this month. Right, it's a wrap from us. Many thanks for all those who made this production a success, and for you, our esteemed viewers, for always keeping us a company. My name is Auma Evans. Samuel Kelo has been our sign language interpreter. Thank you for choosing to stay with us and continue staying with us. If you can't, then at least stay safe. Good night and bye-bye for now.